Hello, I hope you're well. So this week's video is going to be on melasma. The last few posts have been trying to educate and create a little bit of awareness about this pesky skin condition. So melasma is a type of discoloration of the skin, and it has many prongs or many things that create this problem. So it's not a simple one to fix. So it's a little bit trying to figure out the individual's reason it has been generated, whether it be a medication like the contraceptive pill, whether it be being just a lot of induction in free radical damage from light to pollution. You will see it quite common with individuals that have like a little bit more of an olive skin. I tend to tan quite easily, so I also used to have really strong melasma on my upper lip. However, I'll put some photos up to show you, but I've controlled it now. So it's been many years since I've seen any of the symptoms or side effects of the pigmentation, which is great. However, there was a while there I was really struggling with it. So it's lovely that it's all kind of cleaned up. I'm either managing it very well or the pigment cells have healed. Either way, I don't have any sign of it today. So there is hope. So what is it? So melasma is damage of the pigment cells, and once they're under some kind of duress or stress or antagonization, and that could come from multiple prongs. That's why it's complicated. So it could come from the environment, so it could come from the sun. It could come from radiational light. So we know the blue light penetrates deeper than natural light, so that's why we've got a little bit of an issue there. And then it could come from internal stress. So our adrenal glands pump out adrenaline and cortisol. So if they're over pumping because of the individual's mind, things going on in their personal life, or physical imbalances, whether it be over exercising. Sometimes I see it get worse when people are going through competitions with fitness. All of these things can spur it up, even heat. So once the pigment cells are damaged from free radical exposure, they're going to overfire. So once they feel like there is a threat or an antagonist, it's going to send pigment, and it's going to send it up where the pigment cells are damaged. So to control it, we really need to get the skin's function nutritionally back on track. So we need to look at the barrier function of the skin, step one. So how are you cleaning it? Make sure we're not doing anything to harm that. So tick that box. Then step two is start to introduce the storage forms of vitamin A, C, and E. So we're starting to build up the forms to get the skin to tolerate higher and higher doses. And at the same time, we want to bring in what's called pigment blockers. So key antioxidants that block the signaling messengers from the pigment cell to release pigment. So it's going to actively clear the pigment that's visible and control the cell from overfiring pigment. So that's excellent. And then the next thing is we need to, once the skin's sort of at that level, we need to improve the product's penetration. So our skin can become it's like fitness, it can plateau out very easily. So as you're getting those systems ticked off and you're doing those steps, you're going to see the skin get to a point where it kind of gets resistant to progression. And that's where we need to bring in home rolling, DF mobiles, medical needling, different things to really improve the product penetration. Also to get those nutrition down into the living cell where we can control it. So they are the main keys. Then you want to think of your lifestyle. So what is triggering? Are you in front of a screen all day? Are you someone who has gut problems? Your mind is very anxious? Do you suffer with depression? Are you finding the body is very emotional? Your mind, you're reacting to things. And that can be sometimes just a condition where the adrenals are undernourished and the body's overstimulated. So we might need to have a look and see what in particular is going on with you, and how we can bring in some herbs and some supplements and some lifestyle improvements to really make a positive shift in that, because that's the easy part. Topically we'll control it, but then you got to look at that root cause all the time, because there always is a root cause, and it's often a combination of a few things. It's not one thing often. The great news, my pigment has been controlled for multiple years now. I can't actually remember when it was fixed. I think it was over 4 years ago. I haven't seen any sign of the pigmentation. So once you figure out these things and get them sorted, it is actually very easy to manage it from there on in. It's just getting to the root of it, and everyone's root is a little bit different. So hopefully that helps. I wish you a beautiful day, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.